They say you can have everything you want in life, just never at the same time. And when it comes to hunting down these specific types of luxury bags, it is a cautionary tale, which probably many of you have been on, or maybe you're just departing from, or maybe you have just finished. But I am looking for a certain genre, if you will, classification of bag, which probably doesn't exist yet, but nevertheless, I am always hunting with my spear and my harpoon and what other kind of artillery I can take for when these could particularly come up. Now, I've done a video like this probably a year ago, but we've got more developing things to add to it. And, you know, keeping a refresher for you guys to keep an eye out, because after all, that's what you're good for, being my personal shoppers. Just kidding, but no, some of you find stuff. I'm like, how did you even find that? Like, you guys are Dr. Google. But yeah, let's jump on in. But firstly, if you are new here, my name is Connor, and on my channel, I like to talk about all things luxury. So if that's something you're into, I'd love it if you could hit the subscribe button and the bell button so you're notified when I bring out new videos. And if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Now, like I said before, these styles or materials or whatever you want to classify them as, kinds of bags, are things that I'm always on the lookout for. And every time a new season or collection comes out, I'm like, could this be the one? Disappointed, because I have not found what I'm looking for. Granted, I don't know what I'm actually looking for, but it's one of those things where, like, when it comes up, I'll know. Okay, it's like when you kind of don't know what you feel like, you don't know what you want to eat, and people are like, oh, do you want to go for Mexican? No. Do you want to go for, like, seafood? No. Do you want to... It's like you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you want until somebody says it or shows it to you. You know what I mean? I don't know if that is a Pisces trait. It could be, because we are very fussy fish. Or it's a Connor exclusive trait. Or it's like Piscean, gay, male, Aussie, all in one. Who knows? But it is what I am dealing with, and it is now your problem too. But first on the list is the perfect denim bag. You might be thinking, oh my God, it's denim. Like, how hard could it be? Well, here we are. It's pretty bloody hard, because they don't make nice denim bags. Well, from what I've seen, they don't anyways, or ones that I like. I feel like all of the kind of denim bags that do come out, they're like in either bags that I just don't like, or they're like really feminine. Like at the moment, Givenchy do have a big denim section. Like they've got the Antigona bag in like all these renditions of denim. And it's like, okay, well, like next. And that's where we're at. Chanel bring out a lot of denim pieces, but again, I don't like Chanel bags. And here we are. In saying that, Louis Vuitton did grace a lot of denim bags as of late, okay? They did lots of Speedies. They did that weird square bag that's like in a diamond shape. It's like, are we watching Play School looking through the diamond window, or are we trying to sell some bags? That's what it was giving. But again, it was this grey blue kind of denim, and it had the pre-darkened vachetta. It was not my style, but granted, they were on the right track, and I'll give them credit where credit is due. They also brought out, just before that most recent denim drop, they had another denim drop, which again, wasn't the right kind of denim, but I did like some of those bags. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like they're on the right track. So that's where we're kind of at. Bottega Veneta also, maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, they brought out a cassette bag in this beautiful, perfect kind of shade of denim, which I was just like, but I don't know if I like that cassette bag enough, sort of thing. Like I didn't want to just kind of like get it. Then they brought out a dark blue, like indigo kind of denim, which I didn't think I wanted, but when I saw it, I was like, oh, I actually really like this. Like I like that kind of blue shade. But again, the bags that they were brought out in, it was the old cassette bag, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm just like wanting this because of the material sort of thing. So I thought, like, if you don't know, it's better to do nothing. But yeah, the perfect denim bag. Maybe it's like a little top handle exclusive. Maybe it's a crossbody number. I just don't want a big old whopping like duffel bag in denim. I just want something, you know, in a Connor genre of bag that I would like. But we are yet to find it, so there's that. Next is the perfect shearling bag. And yes, I am very well aware of what happened with the soft trunk baguette, Fendi shearling gate scenario, fiasco, catastrophic thing that happened, okay? I am well aware. You do not need to remind me twice, which is why I'm still on the hunt for the perfect shearling bag. Now, the fashion houses do bring out a lot of shearling products, like Louis Vuitton, which currently at the moment has their ski collection. They always do a really good job with it. Chanel also have just brought out a lot of like seasonal flaps in shearling. They've got a black one and they've got like the classic kind of warmer browny beige colors of shearling, which I just don't like. You know, they're just, the colors, they're not for me. Those warm toned kind of, you know, Ugg booty looking colors, they're nice colors, but they're just not my kind of color. And it's kind of like counterproductive that I want a shearling bag, but most of the shearling bags come out in those warmer tone colors because they've just got this synonymous relationship with each other. So I understand it. I don't think it's absurd that they're doing that. But again, it's still not for me. Loewe also have just brought out a second shearling puzzle bag. They did the first one in like a forest green color, and now this one they've done it in like a mixture of brown tones, which again, same scenario, same problem that we're running into. I don't like those colors, and shearling ain't cheap. It is a fur after all, so those kind of bags, they start at $6,000, $7,000 up to $10,000. So like, it's not just like small little shackles of change that I'm like, you know, coughing up to get something. Loewe also brought out last winter a shearling range of flamenco bags. One was in like a vanilla off-white kind of ivory color. And the other was this beautiful blue, which was given Cookie Monster blue vibes, the perfect kind of shearling look. It just, you know, it was great. But again, they only brought it out in the flamenco bag, which I am not interested in at all. It's just not my style. It's very hobo-y, sack-looking like thing, and it just isn't for me. But granted, like, again, it's like if one thing is good, the other part is bad. It's like the Three Little Bears. Is it the Three Little Bears? What's the one with like the girl that eats the porridge? Goldilocks. Is that the three? Yeah, the Three Little Bears. Like, too hot, too cold, just right. We're looking for just right and we are not finding it. So the search continues. Again, I bought my baguette bag from Fendi, and that's in shearling. Guys, I can't tell you. Now, this bag is not something that gets used often, okay? It's probably been taken out for a spin 2 to 3 times. Every time I've taken it for a spin, do you know what I've done? Groped it. I have stroked its phallic-like structure, because the shearling, I just have such a sensory overload connection with like things. So like, I love textures of things. I love touching them. I love all of that. And obviously it's shearling. So every time I touch it, it's just an absolute stimulation for the senses, and the novelty of that never wears away. I love it. So like, that bag obviously does tick the shearling box to a degree, but I need something that's a little bit more practical, like a little bit more smaller, not so long, but I still love that bag for what it's worth. Because a lot of you go, do you even use that bag? Yeah, I do, but I can't take out a braid bag like all the time. It has its moments, and when it does, it ticks that box. But still, the hunt continues. The next thing I'm looking for are 2 colored bags that I don't have but want, okay? One is orange, so I'm looking for like the perfect shade of orange. That's very cool toned, but not fluoro. And not like, you know, there's a lot of burnt orange or reddy orange, like tomato red, orangey kind of colors, which I'm not interested in at all. But like that perfect kind of orange, because I wear so much navy, and like, imagine orange against this, okay? It would look absolutely perfect. Actually, I have an orange jacket, I'll just show you. But like, look how good they look together. Like, perfect. So imagine just like a little like crossbody, like orange bag across me. It would just look good. And like, look, it's not a color that I'm gonna wear like all the time, because it only goes with a few things, but that's all I need it for. I just need that kind of little orange moment. This orange is nice, maybe not so like, this is like witchy cone orange. So maybe a little bit darker, but I don't know. I do not know. And then the next color is yellow, okay? You're probably thinking, oh my God, orange and yellow, what tricky colors. Yeah, but I like them, okay? I like that kind of little pop moment, all right? And the reason why I want yellow is because you can also wear yellow with navy, but it goes perfect with light gray. And I wear so much light gray. So there's that. Now, when it comes to the specific kind of yellow, again, the same dilemma. A lot of the fashion houses put out this kind of yellow which isn't what I'm looking for, and more so Fendi do it with their men's bags. They bring out a lot of yellow bags, but it's probably a shade darker than I want, and theirs is a little bit warm, heading more towards the mustard side of things. If it's in like full-on direct light, yeah, it's nice bright yellow, but in indoor lighting and all of that stuff where you're predominantly seeing it, it is a little too warm. So again, I want a really nice shade of yellow that isn't fluoro, but isn't warm. I think Hermes do this shade of yellow, which is probably like the most equivalent for what I'm looking for, called, I think it's like Jaune de Naples, and that is perfect. It's like the perfect cool toned yellow, not fluoro, not warm based or warm undertones. It's just like yellow with like white in it, you know? So I'll obviously throw up a photo so you know what I'm talking about. That's the kind of yellow I'm looking for. And again, not an everyday bag, not something I can get all of this use out of, just for those little outfits where I'm wearing like really light, cool tone shades of grey, and it would just like complement that. Look at me, the colorblind person, dissecting color combinations, looking on the old color wheel. Okay, I have evolved. I have evolved, but that's what I want, so I am still waiting, okay? And the search is dire. Now that we've got the colors and materials out of the way, we can move on to bags that already exist, but the kind of style I'm looking for has not yet eventuated. Now, the first would be the perfect soft trunk baguette, like my black one up there from Fendi, or the traditional regular size baguette. So we'll start with the soft trunk baguette. I am looking for a special one. Maybe it's in an exotic leather. Fendi do actually have an ombre lizard version out at the moment, which I think is about 8,000 Australian dollars, which isn't bad at all for lizard. It's probably, what's the regular one, like 3,300 or something. So, you know, it's just a bit over double, which in terms of exotic leathers, that's not, you know, like crazy town, right? And $8,000, like that's pretty good for that. That's how I'm justifying it anyways. But I don't know if I'm a big fan of the ombre. Maybe it's something that if I see in person, I'll be like, ooh. But yeah, like I'm just not a massive ombre person, especially in that white, because I feel like that will, like the white lizard, over time it goes yellow, so then it'll be very warm looking, and that's just not what I'm about. Now, when Dale did her MTO for her like large peekaboo in the green and pink combo, Christian, who's the sales associate at Fendi in Munich that like looked after that, he sent me like MTO options for the soft trunk baguette, but he sent it at like the final hour, so I didn't really know like what you could do, what you couldn't do, and the cutoff for when the orders had to get in by was so soon, and I was waiting to hear back about Shearling Baguette Gate. So there was so many factors, but they did it. Like some of the options that were available were like ostrich in it, and Fendi also at the moment have a ostrich soft trunk baguette on, I think it's on the European websites, but it's only in this like graphite grey colour, which it is like, again, if I saw it in person and I liked it, I could go down that way, but it's not my first preference of colour. But when he was doing the made to orders, they had all of these colours of ostrich, including, but not limited to, this beautiful royal blue, which I think I've got photos of it still. I'll send them over if I do. That with silver hardware, oh, that would be really, really nice. So that's, you know, if I don't find anything in the interim, I'd probably just do an MTO for that bag when it comes up next, you know, that's what I'm thinking anyways, but the search continues. And then the second part of this was the traditional regular size baguette. Now, Fendi do bring out the men's regular size baguette equivalent. The differences with the men's and the women's baguette is the men's baguette buckle is all flat, while the women's ones has like a bit of curve to it. I'll show you on my bag. So see how the buckle is just very straight. There's no curve, it's fully flat. And it's a bit more masculine in design, whereas the female one, it's like if you were to look at it from like a bird's eye view, it's got like a bit of a curve to it, you know? So it's not like flush like this, it would like curve over, which it's very subtle. It's not a massive difference, but they're the kind of main differences between the two. And generally the bags that they'll bring out for the men's baguette, they'll be in more, you know, very plain, contemporary, or very kind of masculine colors. So the one that they've got at the moment is the black Celeria with the matte black hardware. I'm not a massive fan of matte black hardware. I don't mind it, but I love like black with silver hardware. Like that's my go-to. Hence the purchase of this. And then with the women's regular size baguettes, they have brought out like lots of nice colors. Like they've brought out this beautiful navy. They've brought out, I think at the moment they've got like this kind of sky, or maybe the same kind of blue as my puzzle bum bag, like that kind of blue. But again, I'm just not wowed. And the, like its top handle or like shoulder kind of thing, I think I've tried on a regular size baguette before and it kind of sits, it's actually not a bad way where it sits because it kind of suits the style of that bag. It's more like a, kind of like where a bum bag would sit, like, you know, slinged across the tit. But it kind of works. I'll try to find a photo if I've got one of me wearing the Zucca print one. Like I didn't mind it, but again, it would have to be something that I'm like, oh, I really like this. Not just like, oh yeah, it's like a blue bag and I just got it because I wanted a baguette. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it, but it's like if the right one ever came up, I would just get it because I've been looking for like 100 years. But I just want one in my collection. I feel like it would just fit because then I'll have this like the soft trunk baguette and then I'll have the regular baguette and the bread bag baguette. Like I've got the whole bloody deli. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like if it comes, it comes up. If it doesn't, well, she'll be okay. The next bag on the list is the Petite Malle from Louis Vuitton. I blame Dale from the YouTube channel Dale's Addiction, which I'll have linked down below, who's a great friend of mine, who is has like picked the most amazing Petite Malles. Now the first one she got is in Lilac Ostrich that she got in Italy, and then her second one is in this beautiful like corally pinky purple color. It's got an iridescent finish in Lizard, which I was, you know, an accomplice with her kind of pushing her over the line to purchase this from Louis Vuitton here in Brisbane. Both are totally Dale, they're beautiful bags, but I do love the trunk Louis Vuitton linearage aspect of that bag. And I like that you can kind of wear it crossbody and it's just like this perfect kind of bite-sized piece of Louis Vuitton, albeit they're very expensive, so I would want like, again, the perfect kind of version to come out. They did have this one at the time when Dale was buying hers. I can't remember if it was like metallic grey or like bluey grey Lizard, I think, and it had silver hardware that was like encrusted in crystals, which sounds very gaudy, but it actually looks really nice in person. But I would want it to have silver hardware nonetheless because that's my favorite preference of hardware, and I would want it in something nice. Like it doesn't even have to be exotic leather. It could be, you know, I don't know, whatever. But again, the perfect one comes up, the perfect one comes up. Thinking also on the horizon, it is my 30th, which I'll be spending in Paris. So I do want to get myself like one special thing, whether it be a bag like that or an exotic bag or something where I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. Obviously take advantage of the tax refund and like get myself something nice because it's my 30th. Lived 30 years. Like that deserves something special. And then the other thing that I do want as well, which I'm like, I don't know, this is just on my kind of like pondering list, is a watch. And like, I'm not a massive watch person, but I do want to get myself like one nice watch, right? And Cartier do have this Santos watch, which it's not automatic, it's quartz. So it's like the basic bitch, like entry level watches. But I really do like it because it comes with a, like a navy alligator strap. So what's it called? Santos something or other. I'm really bad with watches. I don't know anything about them. All I know is they tell the time. So where is this? Yeah, so it's the Santos Dumont watch, the large model size, I think. I'm not too sure. It's one of those things I'd have to kind of try on. 6,800 Australian dollars. So it's like a quartz movement, and then it's got like this matte alligator navy strap, which is so me. But yeah, that's another thing that I've got on my like could get in Paris wish list scenario. But yeah, you know, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully, you know, it's provided you some sort of entertainment watching me spiral through all these things that I want that don't exist yet and I'm trying to describe them to you, and you probably think I have lost the plot, or you already thought it, you still just wanted to watch the video anyways. Whatever brought you here, thank you for finishing I'd love it if you could hit the thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and pop it down in the comments what you think, what you found, what you think I might like. Let me know. And you can also hop on over to Instagram and follow my account, theclosetbyconnor_, and send me DMs like you've always continued to do, which has provided me with lots of entertainment. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all very shortly in my next video.